everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are on the blog tour for the UK edition of the Luminaries by Susan Dennard. This is the shiny proof that my lovely friend Emma kind of got her hands on for me. But we're on the blog tour, so today we're going to be talking about this book. As some of you who may have watched some of my previous videos may know, and from my favourite shelf right there, I love Susan's writing, so I'm really excited to be on the tour. So let's talk Luminaries, shall we? Now, before we get into the details of the actual story, The Luminaries is out in the UK in paperback on the 7th of March. Go grab your copies. That's in about 5 days. I think today is a Thursday. The site should be out, this video, on the 2nd of March, which is a Thursday, so I'm part of the Thursday clan. Yay! The other people that you should look out for today would be Ladybug Books, Old Bookish Woman, and my Book Witch reviews, and I'll put all of the things over here down below, so do go check out the other posts today. It's gonna be really fun. And so Thursday, apparently their biggest attribute is preparedness, and their motto is always prepared, never without a plan, which it's not a bad choice for me. I feel I like to have a plan. I'm not good with changes to plans, so maybe Thursday is the right plan for me. Who knows? Now, The Luminaries is a contemporary fantasy set in a town called Hemlock, where different clans live, and they are part of this secret society called the Luminaries, who protect the human world from the monsters and the nightmares that kind of come out of the forest at night. Now, there's different luminary groups around the world, but this is the US base for the Luminaries. But so basically, Winnie and her family are outcasts, and she really wants to become a hunter who hunts nightmares in the forest at night. As her mother was before her, her mom has been stripped of her hunter rank ever since it turns out that her dad was a Diana, which is like the kind of a group that is kind of completely opposite to the Luminaries. So Winnie's always wanted to be a hunter, and on her 16th birthday, everybody would basically undergo a trial to see whether or not they can join the Luminaries. And even though she is an outcast, technically there's nothing stopping her from actually joining the trial. Now, what would be stopping her from joining the trial is the fact that she hasn't trained for years to do this and to survive in the forest at night. For those of you who may have followed along with Susan's Choose Your Own Adventure on Twitter, can I just say that Hive Mind Winnie is not very good at keeping herself alive. Book Winnie, fortunately, has first of all studied the compendium of all the different nightmares to death, and secondly has tried to do some training, not very successfully. So she enlists the help of her ex-friend and resident bad boy, Jay Friday. Yes, hashtag UGJ. There are some sightings quite early in the book, and I may have squealed when I read it. So, fun times. It also turns out that Jay is familiar and knows quite a lot more about nightmares than he should do, even though he's a really good hunter. So that is kind of the setup for the Luminaries. It's about Winnie joining the trials and hopefully surviving, and in the meantime also kind of learning a lot about herself and her own tenacity and her own stubbornness, to not only save her family and herself from being outcast, but also to just follow her own dream. Whether that was a good idea or not, I will leave to you once you read the book. So, now that I've talked very rambly about the setup of the Luminaries, what did I think of the book? I read the proof. I started it, I think, just before Christmas or just after Christmas, and this was the first book I finished in January, because I was trying to finish it by the end of December, but I didn't quite make it. I finished it at like 3 in the morning on the 1st of January because I didn't want to stop reading, and I really wanted to get to the end and I wanted to know what happened. It's just a very engrossing story. I really love Winnie, and I also really love Jay. I mean, we have prior emotional attachment to Jay, but I think that book Jay is actually, I really loved book Jay so much more because you just get to see more of him, even though it's all from Winnie's POV. The forest is absolutely terrifying. I wouldn't survive for like literally a minute. I am scared of the dark and I have a very kind of overactive imagination, so I think sending me into the forest for a trial would be like the worst day ever. Like, I would have a plan because, you know, I'm a Thursday, but I don't know if that plan would involve actually going into the forest or just kind of sneaking away outside of the forest. So I thought this was so much fun. It was very thrilling, and I'm a wuss, but I was scared, so take, you know, your mileage may vary, but it has all the hallmarks of Susan's writing, you know, fantastic world building, amazing characterizations, and just characters that you both love, and then some of them that you love to loathe. And there is so much set up, and I am so curious about some of the details that I noticed, because this is set up perfectly for the second book, and I need to know more about fingernails and about people's hands. That is one of the main things that I would say. I don't think this is spoiling too much. I hope it's not, but pay attention to description of people's hands and fingers and possible injuries to hands or fingers, because they are suspect. I'm telling you. I was like, this is so suspect, and I was texting my friend Shanna, who'd read the proof like earlier than me, and I was like, what is this? So I was fully engaged throughout the entirety. I mean, how many pages are we looking at? We're looking at just over 300 pages, but I absolutely loved it. I mean, I just feel like I really gel with Susan's writing style, and I feel like this reminded me of the Something Strange and Deadly series in kind of the pacing, because, you know, this is fully like YA, so fully aimed at teen and YA, whereas I feel like Witchlands can read a little bit older, if that makes sense. Whereas this is like, I don't know, I loved it so much. The pacing was excellent, the story is really fun. I really enjoyed the very teenage reactions of Winnie. Like, it was very realistic without being annoying, which, you know, I try not to judge teenagers for being teenagers, because they are, but a lot of her reactions, like, oh my god, that's totally how I would feel. We still not 100% sure like who the main like antagonists are, because you have the Dianas lurking in the shadows, then you have the actual nightmares and the actual forest, which is super dangerous and feels like it's kind of coming, some of the nightmares are coming out of the forest, which is like absolutely terrifying. Like, some of those monsters, I really feel like Susan really got under my skin with some of like the scary stuff, and I was just a bit like, I just want to lock all my windows and all my doors and close all the curtains and not read this at night. Also, I haven't got my UK paperback copy yet. My friend got me a lovely hardback from the US, but the paperback copy, I got the Waterstones exclusive edition, which has like the digitally like sprayed edges, and I can't wait. I mean, the cover is gorgeous. I'm so excited. I think this is such a fantastic start to a new series. I'm so happy that it found its home in the UK with Daphne Press. Like, I was really just hoping for a UK edition, because I just think Susan's a fantastic writer. And yeah, thank you for having me on the tour. I hope this kind of made you excited to read the book. I am definitely excited to read the next one. I literally finished it and was like, where's the next one? Where is the next one? I need the next one like right now. But yeah, that's it for today. Go all read the Luminaries, and come and talk to me in the comments about it. No spoilers though, but if there are any spoilers, you can always find me on Instagram and send me a little DM, because I love to talk about these books. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, you know, all that jazz, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.